What we're going to do is put the horse in, and we're going to combine a nice fast run that we've got with that blocking action that we did in the drill, and we're going to try to do a nice high front handspring up onto a stack of mats. Now once the kids have a good strong run and they've got their steps to the board, and you have to make sure that you don't have to adjust the board so that you insert the horse. But then we put in the horse, and I like to draw a line on the horse of where I want them to hit their hands. So on this vault table, which is fairly new piece of equipment, I want them to hit on the front middle of this horse for a handspring. If they're on the very front of the horse, where this curve is, they're probably going to hit their back on the end of the horse, or this table. If they are on the back of the table, most likely they're going to be over-rotated, and they're not going to get any height. So the front middle is really the best place to hit the horse to get a vertical takeoff. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a distance that these girls have to travel to get onto the mat. So in order to get the vertical block, I want them to hit in the front middle and try to hop their hands either on the end of the horse or on the mat. So I put a nice solid panel mat here to see if they can get their hands to block without them falling over first. Let's see what happens. Pretty good. Now Kristen got her hands a little past the mark, which is okay. It gave her a visual of where she needed to be. I'd like to see it, Chris, a little bit more on the front, which will give you a little less rotation. Notice that you over-rotated when you hopped. If you could block it a little bit sooner, you're going to get a little more height before you reach this mat. Now that was a good example. Now what happened to Sabrina is that she reached all the way to the back of the horse, over-rotated, and she couldn't hop. That's the example I was talking about. That's why the line is an important visual aid. Block, up. Okay. Now that's a good example of having bent arms on the horse and not being able to block. Actually, Tia's momentum came into her and her body just kind of flipped over. You've got to keep your arms solid like the rods of steel and block out of your shoulders to try to hop onto the mat like we did on the floor. That was something totally different. What Shelby did is came in a little bit low, and when she hopped, she didn't have any momentum to get to the handstand, so she kind of forward rolled out. All three of those are different, and you're going to have a variety of them. Hopefully, over time, you're going to be able to get the girls to block up and hit the handstand more similar to what Kristen did.